Age is nothing but a number. You've heard it before, maybe in passing, maybe as a cliché. But for the greatest voices in rock history, it's more than just a saying. It's a declaration of war against time itself. Because there are legends who don't mellow with age. There are singers who don't step back into the shadows. They don't rest on their legacy, don't fade quietly into the background, and they definitely don't hang up the microphone. They step forward. They keep going. They keep living the music. They are the lifeblood of stages still lit by pyrotechnics. They are the thunder behind microphones still kissed by fire. They are the soul of rock and roll, defiant, eternal, alive. Take Bruce Springsteen. At over 70, he doesn't just perform, he unleashes. 3-hour marathon shows. Sweat pouring. Passion undimmed. His voice still tells the story of the working man, the dreamer, the runaway. Time can't touch the boss. Or consider Stevie Nicks. Graceful, powerful, mystical. Her voice still glides across generations, a spell, a storm, a sacred echo from a golden age that never ended. She didn't get older, she just got more magnetic. Then there's Paul McCartney. Decades after the Beatles changed the world, he still walks on stage with the same fire that started in Liverpool. The crowd still sings every word. Because his voice isn't just a voice, it's a memory, a movement, a miracle still unfolding. Think about Robert Plant. That wail once shook the heavens with Led Zeppelin. And today, it still drips with soul, reimagined, reborn in folk and blues, but unmistakably his. He didn't lose his fire. He just lit new flames. Rod Stewart. He still rasps with that smoky swagger, hair still wild, suit still loud, heart still on his sleeve. His voice isn't aged, it's seasoned, like the finest whiskey, richer, deeper, unforgettable. Then you've got Mick Jagger, sprinting across stages like he's still in his 20s. The man is a living cyclone, a frontman possessed by rhythm and electricity. His voice may have grown more jagged, more raw, but that only adds to its bite. Debbie Harry. Still a queen. Blondie's iconic frontwoman remains as punk, as poised, as piercingly cool as ever. Her voice still cuts through noise like a blade dipped in neon. John Bon Jovi. The hair might be shorter. The tone might have changed. But the heart, the soul, the fire, all still burning beneath every word he belts out. And what about Bono? The U2 frontman still commands arenas like cathedrals. His voice, part preacher, part poet, echoes louder because it carries not just notes, but decades of belief, protest, and passion. Ann Wilson of Heart still opens her lungs like a cathedral door. Her voice doesn't just fill a room, it owns it. Powerful, operatic, volcanic, age has only made her more unstoppable. Ozzy Osbourne may have walked through storms of chaos, but when he steps to a mic, the Prince of Darkness still summons something primal. The voice that once birthed metal still growls, still haunts, still matters. Pat Benatar. Don't even try to challenge her range. Her voice is still a weapon, sharp, precise, defiant. She was a trailblazer then, and she still sings like she has something to prove, because she always delivers. Neil Young. Fragile, fierce, haunting. His voice has always been an ache wrapped in melody, and it still resonates like a heartbeat in an empty room. It's imperfect, yes, and perfectly so. Then there's Tina Turner, now gone from this world, but her story reminds us, she gave us her most powerful performances after 40. She didn't come back, she took over. Her voice was liberation incarnate. Bryan Adams still sings like it's the summer of '69. There's a gravel in his voice now, a history. But when he hits those choruses, he takes everyone with him, back to the nights that never end. Steven Tyler. That scream is still wild, still feral, still untamed. He doesn't just sing, he erupts. Age hasn't calmed him, it's only deepened the madness, and sharpened the brilliance. Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders still snarls, still seduces. Her voice is cool leather and midnight radios, and it's never lost its edge. Peter Gabriel. He sings like a man who still believes music can change the world. And when his voice cracks, it's not weakness. It's humanity. Sting. Elegance. Discipline. Control. But also passion. His voice was once the cry of a rebel cop, now it's the whisper of a sage. Both are unforgettable. Alice Cooper still brings the spectacle, the grit, the shock, and that unmistakable voice. It growls. It sneers. It still terrifies and thrills. Grace Slick once sang, "Go ask Alice," but she showed us something deeper. That power doesn't fade with age, it evolves. Even off stage, her voice echoes in culture. Joe Elliott of Def Leppard belts anthems like it's still 1987, and we believe him every time. The high notes may wobble now and then, but the emotion, always steady. Dave Grohl, aging into elder statesmanhood of rock with fierce grace. His voice has grown wiser, rougher, better. He's the bridge between eras, screaming both past and future into the mic. Then you look at legends like Patti Smith, raw, poetic, righteous. She never aimed to sound polished. She aimed to sound true. And she still does. Even Bob Dylan, whose voice was always an acquired taste, uses age as a texture. As gravel, as grit, his words matter more because of the roads his voice has traveled. And let's not forget Joan Jett, the eternal rebel. Her voice still punches through noise with steel and attitude. She didn't just break barriers, she still walks through fire. These voices aren't echoes of what they once were. They are evolutions. They are living proof that time doesn't erode greatness, it distills it. The lines on their faces match the lines in their lyrics. The wear in their voices adds weight to every word. They don't sound like they did, they sound like they mean it more. Because rock and roll was never about being perfect. It was about being real. And what's more real than surviving the years and still having something to say? These artists didn't just grow older, they grew deeper. They didn't fade, they transformed. They didn't stop, they soared. And when they walk on stage, whether it's to a crowd of 50 or 50,000, they bring the same spirit that once launched revolutions. Age is nothing but a number. But legacy, that's forever.